Hi, welcome back to the Anchor Down podcast. This is season 2, episode 1. I'm Ian Larrabee.
And I'm Carter Collins.
We'll be your co-hosts for this year.
We kicked off homecoming festivities last Friday night with a football game. We took a big win 20-0 over Pine City. Both teams were 0-3, unfortunately, but we got our first win of the season, and it was honestly just an amazing feeling. We kicked off to start it, and Pine City had a fumble on the first snap of the game that we recovered. We marched it downfield with a quick drive, put up 7-0. A lot of turnovers throughout that whole game, and we ended up with a touchdown right before half. Nathan Gustafson had a 21-yard run. Ian here capped it off with both extra points, and then we got our third touchdown right about at the end when Ian took it in from 1 yard out. And Nathan Gustafson had a big game. He had 2 interceptions and a touchdown for us. Ian here also had a big game. A lot of rushing yards. We finished with 189 total yards on the night.
Yeah, no, it was a really big game, and it was a really nice win for everybody. What has it been, 19 or 20 games that we hadn't won? And so for it to be a win at home, but also be our homecoming game, I think the whole school kind of felt that excitement that we felt. I know us on the field after winning that, or those last couple plays where we're sitting there just a few minutes left knowing we're going to win, just filled with excitement, was really cool experience to have for our homecoming this year. Especially for our seniors like Carter and Nathan and Vinny Marchetti. Definitely a big feeling to be able to win that homecoming game this year. And we do want to thank the crowd. The student section was just exciting, and they were large. And after the game, everyone came down onto the field. We sang the school song in the center of the field, and the atmosphere was just amazing after that big win. So, which was really nice to see that.
We also want to thank our coaching staff for sticking with us, and they're all brand new this year, so it was their first win with the team as well. And all the teachers who helped set up, Miss Lindstrom specifically for being on the field filming for us for the homecoming video coming up. And we also want to thank everyone that helped put on the tailgate party before. That was really big for our homecoming game, and it did a lot. Brought a lot of people.
Definitely. Yeah, no, I think it was the Youth in Action and the Student Council maybe that put on that tailgating party. I think they had like hot dogs and maybe s'mores, stuff like that, which again, just really nice to see and helps kids come out, have a little food before the game and then come support us. Definitely was just a great experience overall. Yeah, once again, the school administrators, the coaches, the fans, just everyone who was there or everyone who helped kind of come together for that just made it so much better, and we just really want to thank everyone. So with that, the homecoming was a little unorthodox this year with kicking it off on the Friday, and then now this week we're actually having our festivities with dress-up days, other home events, and the coronation for the kings and queens. And so this past week here, the cross-country teams were down at a big meet, and the girls team in particular did quite well. They had a couple girls as top finishers at one of the larger meets of the year. The girls have now gone to stay 2 years in a row, I believe, for cross country. So hopefully they can go a third year now, maybe bring the boys with them as well. As well as the swimming team, the girls swimming and diving were down at the Maroon and Gold at the University of Minnesota. Talking with some of those girls, I heard they did pretty well. It's another really big meet of the year for them. So a lot of people, a lot of good competition, but they were able to perform pretty well.
This Friday, the football team will be away at Pequot Lakes since we had our homecoming game last week, so everyone should head out to the soccer games on Friday to end the homecoming. The girls play at 3:30 and the boys play at 5:30.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of weird that there isn't going to be a football game after the king and queen get crowned and with all of that. However, there's that doubleheader soccer games, so definitely go support there. I'm sure most of you won't have anything going on Friday night, so go and cheer on your school and your teammates and your friends, as well as to see the King and Queen walk.
With that, the king and queen will be crowned Friday morning, and then there will be a pep fest at 1 o'clock. And there's the king candidates this year are Nathan Gustafson, Vinny Marchetti, Sam Gabardi, Timmy Ranta, and Dakota Swart. And the queen candidates are Alexis Walters, Desiree Delorio, Libby Elias, Maggie Trenberth, Jory Anderson. And one of them will be crowned. Voting was today. It opened up, and they will be crowned Friday morning for the king and queen.
Yeah, it should come out Wednesday, so voting probably has already ended, but on Friday in the morning we'll get together. The band is performing. I'm pretty sure the choir is going to be singing songs as well, and then the homecoming video. So the homecoming video, that's going to have all the sports in it and other activities, as well as the always anticipated homecoming candidates video with the shenanigans and all of that. I know Carter and I are in a class, we're helping make the homecoming video for sports and things like that, and there's a lot of work that goes into it. It takes a lot of time, especially from some teachers like Mrs. Zubich and Mrs. Lindstrom in particular, that spend a lot of your time trying to make this look good and be something exciting for the school. So just make sure that you're appreciative of that, and it should all be a really good time this Friday.
Upcoming other events, on Tuesday the 3rd at 6 p.m. there's going to be a lip sync battle put on to fundraise for the Hibbing Boys and Girls Club. So make sure to come out to that. It's going to be at the auditorium in the high school.
Right, yeah. No, just any upcoming sporting events or other activities like that. Let's just all, people try to get out to go to those, participate in them, just kind of show some school spirit. I think this year, like some of the administrators in the school are really trying to work a little harder on getting more participation and more activity from students at events, not just maybe like a football game or some of those bigger sporting events, but getting participation from students and, to go support your friends or classmates. And so things like that, just try to go and attend them and support or even participate. You can probably talk too about the Pep Fest this year. Pep Fest.
The Pep Fest will be, I believe, starts at 1 o'clock on Friday. It's kind of also going to double as a send-off for the football team because we're heading down to play Pequot that night. So that'll be pretty cool too. We'll have the band playing there too, I believe. And the whole school will get out there. We'll have fun with all the King and Queen candidates again, playing their annual games. So that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I think they have a couple games lined up that they play. The band will be playing. I know the cheerleaders have some dancing and stunting that some of us football players are helping them with, as well as I'm pretty sure I heard that the teachers or some teachers are dancing with the cheerleaders and performing. So definitely some potentially exciting stuff to look forward to or to get some laughs out of on Friday afternoon. So make sure you're there, be supportive. I'm sure Friday it's school spirit day, so wearing blue jacket attire and just, being in a good mood on Friday. Yeah, and then we go to Pequot Lakes. It's a big game for us. Solid team they are, but, after coming off a win, we're looking to just kind of keep moving forward and trying to change the culture of that football team a little bit here and just kind of keep pushing on for the school.
It makes a big difference when everyone comes out to those games too, I can tell you that. So
definitely.
We got a home game next week after that, so we like everyone to be there for us, and keep on supporting.
Yeah, most certainly. Those big student sections where you guys are just cheering loudly and screaming and hollering, trying maybe not to cause trouble like there was a little bit last week, but that really helps the atmosphere on the field as well. When you have a big crowd behind us, supporting us, cheering us on, whether we're down or ahead, really does help. And so we again appreciate everyone that went to that and everyone that kind of helped out. And for the next couple upcoming home games that we have, let's try and have that same atmosphere going on.
We should keep that up for every sporting event too. They all deserve it.
Right.
It makes such a big difference.
Yeah, some of those I've been to a couple soccer games this year. And some of those maybe don't quite have as many students going to them, but if it's a Tuesday night or a Friday night, you don't have anything going on, you might as well go out and support your team, go out and support your classmates. Yeah, other than that, I mean, that's kind of most about everything that's going on in the school right now. We picked this podcast up again this year, and we're gonna try to make sure that we get out episodes every week on a Wednesday, have them released, and just kind of get engagement from people, and as well as like the What's Up Jackets articles, the little newsletter that we are also making in our part of our class. But just trying to make things more out there, things for the kids and students to be able to like watch or read and just get more involved in the school and kind of have more school spirit all around.
We'd like to thank Miss Zubich for making this possible for us to come and do this here. She was a big part of setting this up so we can do this every week.
Yeah, definitely. Getting this, it's kind of something fun for us. We get to come out of class and kind of experience something a little different and make a podcast, be able to talk about things we like sports or other activities in the school, as well as potentially, hopefully, something that other people can watch and enjoy, and maybe get some knowledge out of it or learn a little bit about activities going on and kind of be motivated to go and do things.
Well, speaking about football, I think every Vikings fan's got to be a little upset with what they've been seeing from the Vikes so far this season.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I'm not particularly a Vikings fan, but I do live in Minnesota, so I'm kind of like naturally, a little bit of a fan. But definitely not a good start to their season. Kind of similar to our football team in a way, but definitely room for them to come back.
Yeah, last year they were 11-1 in one-score games, and this year 0-3 in those. So something's been going a little wrong there. So big 28-24 loss to the Chargers on Sunday. So.
Yeah. No, I think a couple people were at that game. It was still an exciting thing, but definitely not a good way to start their season. Personally, I'm more of a Packers fan, and so they're 2-1 right now, and with not really a rookie quarterback, but his first year, Jordan Love, who is doing surprisingly well, I would have to say, for the team. They came back losing 17-0 going into the fourth quarter against the Saints last Sunday. Then they came back to win it 18-17. Even without their powerhouse Aaron Rodgers, they're still seeming to do pretty well, which I'm not going to complain about.
Aaron Rodgers ain't doing too well for the Jets this year.
No,
not a great start for him.
Yeah, sadly he did. First game, what he played a total of like 30 seconds, I want to say, something like that. 4 snaps and gone. The Jets potentially have a struggling season ahead of them, which isn't the best. I kind of have like Garrett Wilson on my fantasy football team and might need some more out of them.
I got rid of Garrett Wilson right after that Aaron Rodgers injury.
Yeah. Football though this year already, the NFL season has been filled with some excitement. The Dolphins and the Broncos 70-20, 90-point game. That is probably one of only a few.
I don't know if you heard, but Mike McDaniel, the head coach, was going up into the stands in the fourth quarter and letting fans draw up plays for them to run.
I did not see that.
And he did run them, yep.
That is actually hilarious. That sounds like something he would do, though. He's quite the character.
He is an interesting guy.
I don't know if there's any NFL coach that's quite like Mike.
I don't think so.
No. Yeah, that's an interesting game to be a part of. I know in fantasy football, there was a couple guys, that were scoring 45-plus fantasy points because they had several touchdowns in that game.
Thank goodness Carson Tardy had Devon Achane on his bench, because I would have lost if he didn't. So.
Yeah, 55 points?
55 points.
Yep. Football, the NFL, that's starting up, and it's been a good season so far, kind of going along with ours, as well as the baseball MLB season starting to kind of come into their playoffs. The Twins won just this past week the Central Division in the American League. They won it, and it's the first time since 2008. And so now they're going to have, starting it off with 3 home playoff games, which is a big deal for them here to be able to have a Minnesota team in the MLB doing pretty well.
Yeah, it is awesome. Hopefully our baseball team can do something like that
this
year.
Yeah, definitely. Then I think the NHL's not quite started up yet. They're kind of getting into preseason. I think even similarly with some high school hockey, I think they're getting into some preseason, getting into some warming up. But other than that, I mean, just kind of, you know, homecoming this week, and make sure everyone is there watching and being supportive of the events and the candidates, and just kind of, hopefully we can start the year off. It's only like the fourth, fifth week of school. Start the year off on a good note and just kind of keep moving forward with all of the positivity and the hopefully success and some more athletics.
Yep, so we just want to thank everyone that made all this possible for the entire homecoming week. Thank you to Ms. Zubich, Ms. Lindstrom for really helping with a lot of the filming and letting us come do this.
Hopefully it'll be, like I said, a good year. Want to wish good luck to all the sports teams that have been playing, the fall sports, as well as, upcoming meets or games or tournaments or events that they might be having, and just again want to hopefully have a successful season, or at least just a good season, for all these teams, and especially our football team as well. I will say, let's hope that we can get another win or two here coming up in the next couple weeks.
Thank you to the Hibbing Public Access also for letting us come use their station and filming us here for this podcast. So
yeah, definitely, it's a pretty neat thing to be able to come down here and let us record this podcast, and then we get to publish this out for everyone else to be able to see. And I think this year too, we're going to be able to try and get some people on with us from different sports or different events going on. Maybe next week have the King and Queen come on and talk about just the experiences like that. So again, hopefully this is going to just be a really good year for everything.
thank you all very much, and we will see you next week.
For over 25 years, U.S. Bank, located at 211 East Howard Street in Hibbing, Minnesota, has provided office and studio space for Hibbing Public Access Television. We are thankful for their ongoing support.